What's up guys, it's JZNES back again with another video. Here today we're talking about Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. Alright, so Super Mario Land. I remember, I don't think I ever played this as a kid or anything, but I definitely played it later on when I was getting back into retro gaming. This must have been like, 2015 or no, it must have been like 2014 or 15 I played it for the first time and went straight through it. I think I kind of did it all in one night. I got just better and better at it. This time around, of course, I used save states and whatnot to basically have infinite continues. Not that I needed it because I had like tons of lives by the end there. They give you lives pretty frequently. Same, you know, as always, certain blocks will give you lives, or certain, you know, if you get 100 coins, that'll give you an extra life. Or there's a mini game at the end of each thing. If you go, there's two exits. There's one on the top and then one on the bottom, and they make a lot of different things, like little platforming challenges you need to do to get to the top. They start off pretty easy, but then they get progressively harder and harder. And then after the end of each world, which is 3 stages long, you'll also get to do this bonus game where you start in the middle and then you time the ladder so you can go to where you want. There's one that's like 1, 2, 3, and a fire flower, and they're always mixed up or whatever. So based on that, you get a bunch of lives to do your thing there. But yeah, the game itself is a little different than Mario games previous. It's a lot more like the first Super Mario Brothers in its simplicity. This came out in '89, so at least by this point, the second and I believe the third game was already out. Before a portable entry in the series, which hadn't been done yet to that point, it was actually a pretty cool little game there. Now, obviously, Super Mario Land 2 got back to looking more like a traditional Mario game in a lot of ways. But this one did a lot of weird and little different things. It had a lot of little quirks to really fill out the game. Like the Starman theme is actually the can-can, you know. All the music is different, too. There's no Super Mario World theme, but the music is so good in this game. It's like fucking legendary, the music. The first first song we just listened to, the ending theme is really, really good. Just every little song in this game is really good, you know? Maybe minus like this one, where it just goes on and on and on and on and repeats itself. But it's not bad either, you know, it's really not. So this one, yeah, this is a great one. And there's this like kind of odd theme of like space stuff that you like come to the second world in like a spaceship, even though that wasn't like at all hinted at before or anything, and at the end you like rocket off in a spaceship or whatever. Aside from the normal platforming stuff, which the control is a little awkward, it's not awkward, it's just it's not as tight as like a Mario game. You kind of have a weird momentum and jump system. It's really the jump that you have to kind of get used to after a while, but it's not so bad. It's pretty good. The fire flower only shoots one little ball of fire, and it like goes around, and when it stays on the screen, you can't shoot another one until it's gone. But it can pick up coins and stuff, so that's kind of nice. That's interesting, right? Lots of little pipes you can go down, and there'll be like coins there, and you can shoot the thing and it'll like pick up coins, or you can go and pick up the coins yourself. A lot like the first Mario Brothers, where they had like areas below where you go and get the coins. Honestly, I don't think they really did that in any of the other ones as far as I can remember, where it was just coins. Maybe Super Mario Brothers 3 had a little bit of that, but yeah, so you're trying to save Princess Daisy this time around, so at the end of each few worlds there, you'll fight a boss. There's like 4 different ones. Couple of them, or just the last 2, I believe, are in the new mechanic. The spaceship, or like the plane, levels where it's a shooter stage where you go side-scrolling and I mean, it's all side-scrolling. I don't know why I said that. But you basically just shoot, and you can power yourself up like normal, but it's only to get one more hit, you know, so... And then 2 hits and you're dead on those stages. So, and the final boss is one of those kind of shooting sections, and he shoots these, like, balls that, like, break off, and then, like, you have to really dodge them and just keep dodge and weave while you're shooting him. It's actually the most difficult part of the entire game, which it should be. It's the final boss, right? So, yeah. Other than that, let's see. All the stages are pretty good. The addition of the shooter stages is nice. There's, you know, secrets in terms of, like, going down the pipes and stuff in a lot of places. So finding all of that could maybe potentially be good replay value. But it's a short game. It only has like 12 levels, and it's just fun to run through, you know? Doesn't take you very long, especially if you're emulating and can use save states and stuff. It's not going to take you very long at all. But unlike most games that don't have like a good continue system, it does at least, it's short, you know, so you can run through it. So it's not that bad. There's some pretty tight jumps in a couple of places, especially in like the fourth world there. It gets a little crazy and dicey, and some of the enemies become like assholes. There's one enemy at the very end. They're like a humanoid enemy that's like jumping, and not the very end, but like the fourth world. And you can't kill them by jumping on them like you can every other enemy in the game. You have to shoot them with the fireball to actually kill them. Otherwise, they'll get back up and keep chasing you. And they're pretty annoying. So you definitely want to take those down with the fireball if you can. But yeah, it's pretty bog standard stuff again. It's not you don't have to have flying flower or anything. You know, like one of the sound effects in the game I noticed was a sound effect that they reused in the Oracle games of Link's Awakening. Or like, not Link's Awakening, the Zelda game, the Oracle Zelda games. Which was interesting for like when you get the seeds or whatever. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's not like a ton to say about Super Mario Land. It's just a fun game to, run through. There's, like I said, there's only like 12 levels. The backgrounds are kind of nice. There's a variety in them. It doesn't look so samey. It probably does have, at least in that regard, a little bit more variety in style than the first Mario game. But, you know, Mario looks somewhat like himself, but he doesn't look exactly like you would in, like, Super Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy. But for a first attempt at a Mario game on the Game Boy, I think it was very successful, and it actually did really well sales-wise, and it's like 18 million copies or some shit like that. It was like good. So yeah, I mean, it's a good little oddity of a Mario game, you know. Obviously, the later games probably would be seen as better, and Super Mario Land 2 is probably more loved than this one in a lot of ways. For me, that game has a really stupidly hard ending that doesn't need to be that hard. So, other than that, the game was good, though. I mean, but this game is really good. So, I mean, I would recommend it. Especially the music. Just the music alone. You just go listen to the soundtrack. It's great. I mean, especially that ending theme. It just makes you feel nice, and it gives you that nostalgic tingle, even if you haven't, had this game in your childhood or whatever. It has that aura about it. They do the princess in another castle gag, too, a bunch of times. And then it's finally Daisy at the end. So that's pretty good. We gotta hear the theme, right? We gotta hear that ending theme before we quit this shit. Come on. Hold on. Sorry. It's the final boss. Come on. There we go. Alright. So, yeah. Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. Good Mario game. Good attempt at a portable Mario game for the time. It's still fun to play through nowadays. It's a little different with the controls and stuff, and it's very different with its style and just a few... Oh, the Goombas explode, or not the Goombas, the Koopas explode, by the way, when you step on them. That's weird. It's just stuff like that that's like super weird about the game. So, but it's an enjoyable game. I'm gonna give Super Mario Land an 8 out of 10, and yeah, so such a good game, and the music is like top notch. So until next time, this is JZNES saying keep it classic, stick around for more reviews, underrated games, and I'll see you guys in the next one. JZ